let me put us in.
All callers are muted and may.
All right, folks. Thanks so much for being on the call this morning. This is Herbert Harris, and uh, we're in Denver, Colorado. And as I spoke to the leaders here and met so many wonderful people, a new message developed that I want to share with us today in our Millionaire Mentorship Call. And it's called Get Out of the Box. You know, as I was thinking about it, to get out of the box, you really can't get out of the box yourself. You know, we all often say we have to learn how to think outside the box. Well, that's easier said than done. And when you're in a box, it means you're really stuck at a point in your life that you may not be, let's just say you may not be excited about it, but it can be your comfort zone. So many of us get in a space in life where it's not unpleasant, but it's not where we really want to be, and we call it our comfort zone. Very often, though, when we get in these boxes, we find that the box may start out as a wooden box, but it grows until it becomes really a cement box that it seems difficult to get out of. And eventually, many of us just accept that box as reality and live our lives in a state of humdrum, monotony, and mediocrity. But there are many of us who want to get outside that box. And someone once said, if you want to think outside of the box, you have to be outside of the box. So, how do you get outside of the box? And that box is any limitations you impose upon yourself. It may be financial. You know, in our business, some of us get stuck at a certain income level. It may be $200 a month. It may be $500 a month. It may be $1,000 a month. It may be $2,000 a month. But it's very common. As I talked to people last night, people can get stuck at a certain income level, a certain achievement level, and it just seems that no matter how hard they work, they just don't progress to the next level. And so, how do you get out of the box? Well, the first thing is to realize that you're in a box. Yeah. Sometimes we can get so comfortable in that box that we accept it as a reality and get so comfortable with make do and being satisfied for what you have, that we don't even look outside the box to see what you can be and what you can have. So the first step is to really recognize that you're in a box. It may be your comfort zone, but to really grow, you better make your comfort zone your uncomfort zone. Do things that are not comfortable in order to grow. Growth is always a painful process. Every mother on this phone knows the joys of having children, but also the pain of giving birth. And so growth really has that same, it's not as profound a pain as giving birth, but in a sense it is as important as giving birth, because when you come out of the box, you're literally giving birth to the new you. The second step to getting out of the box is to take responsibility for being in the box in the first place. It's very easy to blame others and say, oh, you know, I'm in this box because I'm black, because I'm white, because I'm short, because I'm tall, because I didn't go to college, because I couldn't, or woulda, shoulda. In other words, take whatever box you're in to take responsibility for being there. It may be that you and never set a budget for yourself, so you always have more month at the end of the money. So you're on that financial treadmill that you can't seem to get out of. It may be an emotional box where you just can't seem to move to that next level in your consciousness, in your thinking, and you finally just get stuck in it. Yeah. And it may be, you know, your finances. In other words, whatever the conditions are that you have created, for your box to take responsibility for having created them. Then the third step to getting out of the box is to have faith. First, you really have to have faith in your Creator. In other words, the Creator did not create you to live your life in the limitations of a box, whatever that box may be. You were created for a purpose and for a destiny, and if you permit yourself to stay in that box, you have really not fulfilled the purpose of your creation and your destiny. So know that the Creator wants only the best for you, the most powerful. I mean, just prosperity, happiness, abundance. And knowing that, having faith that that is your destiny, then the second part of faith is to have faith in yourself, that you have the ability to get out of the box, to do whatever it takes, for as long as it takes, to get out of the box of limitation. You have to make a solid commitment that you will no longer live in the box of make do and never enough, and have faith that you can get out of that box. So coming out of the box is in a sense a resurrection. Okay. And let's look at the resurrection process for coming out of your box. Well, the first step is to reflect. You know, in the resurrection process, the time between the death and the arising is 3 days. And the purpose of that spiritually is that you must take a time to reflect on who you are as a product of the Creator and where you want to be as a fulfillment of the creation. Once you begin to reflect and begin to know who you really are, then look at some of the things that you have to choose to do. You know, when God asked Moses to lead the Israelites out of the captivity of Egypt, and Moses said, "Who shall I say sent me?" He said, tell Pharaoh that I am sent me. I am sent you. So I am is the making power. And so getting out of the box requires that you reflect on who you really are, and then recognize that you have the power to get things done, the power to make things happen. You have the power to get out of the box. And why? Because it is a part of your Creator's gifts to you. So now as you begin to execute that I am power to free yourself from the bondage of the box, look at what are you doing right now that's getting results, positive results, desired results in your life, and affirm to do more of them. Look at what you're doing that's not getting positive results in your life, and affirm to stop doing them. And then finally, in this resurrection process, to look at who's helping you and who's hindering you. You see, we all have the same amount of time, same amount of hours in every day. And so how we execute our I am power within those hours, those given hours of the day, determines our ability to get out of the box. And so resolve to analyze each and every moment, each and every action that you spend each day, and determine which ones give you joy, which ones bring you desired results, and commit and affirm to focus on doing only those actions, eliminating everything else. To really look at the people who are around you. You know, when two or more gather on one accord, I am the making power is among you. But you know, when two or more gathered, there can be positive and there can be negative. You see, the I am, the making power, works in the positive or in the negative. It can be used to empower and it can be used to abuse. And so how we use that I am power determines how we will get out of the box of lack and limitation. So let us review what we have shared today. How do you get out of the box of limitation, of make do, of can do, of make do and never enough? First, reflect on your situation. Look at the things that bring you joy, that bring you results. Resolve to do them. Look at the things that don't bring you results and resolve to avoid them. Number two, to think a new thought. It is said, be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. That transformation it's focused on your dreams and your vision. Where there's no vision, the people perish. And so focus your thoughts on that which you're seeking, the ideal you. I mean, the dreams that you have for yourself. Three, take action. In other words, you can dream it, you can think it, but if you don't do it, it will not be done. And so using the I am power is what makes it power. Talking about it is just an idea. And then finally, the fourth step to getting out of the box is to get help. God had to send Moses in to bring out the Israelites because people need help to come out of darkness. People need help to get out of the box of lack and limitation. And so get help. Where do you find your help? Look to those who help you and run from those who hinder you. Folks, the box of lack and limitation has been long implanted. Our upbringing, our parents, you know, building on those first three words of no, stop, and don't, and then adding shut up. In a family or an environment where there's criticism, where there's lack of love, where there's dishonesty, it can create an emotional box that can trap you forever. But if you accept responsibility, although you did not build it as a child, you did not create that environment, accept the responsibility that whatever it is, it's in your hands to change it. And then think that new thought, take those actions, and get help. There's always someone there to help you. There's always someone there who's been there, who's been to the promised land, and who can reach back and help you. And how you recognize them, trust your inner spirit. The inside voice will tell you and help you identify those who can help you. So folks, let us get out of the box of lack and limitation. Let us soar like eagles to the sky. Let us be what we want to be. Let us do what we want to do, and it will be done.